Hi students and welcome to our session 2 in conic sections, specifically talking about parabola. Now our objectives are: number 1, define parabola. Next is to determine the standard form of equation of parabola. Graph a parabola in a Cartesian coordinate system. Describe and discuss the part of parabola. And we're going to convert the general equation of parabola to standard form or vice versa. Now let's have a short game. This is called What is My Name? Could you guess what are the parts that referring to each blank? Okay, let's try. Okay, let's have the first blank here. What do you think is the part of the graph that refers to this blank here? You can choose the answers on our right corner. Okay, so the first one, can you guess? This is parabola. How about this one? Could you guess? That is axis, or should be axis of symmetry to be complete. No? How about this one? This one is focus. This one, that is vertex. The last blank we have, this is directrix. How about the two small blanks? This is letter F or capital letter F for focus and capital letter B for the vertex. Moving on, what are parabolas? In plural form or in singular, parabola. What is parabola, by the way? Parabola is a set of points in the plane equidistant from a fixed point F or focus and a fixed line L called the directrix. Now, if you're going to look at the figure on the left, we have the different parts that we named kanina, no? So this one, yung color violet, is called the parabola. This one, yung naka-broken line of blue, this is called the axis of symmetry. This one, yung napapagitna, itong color black, we have focus or capital letter F. This one, which is in color violet, this is the vertex or capital letter V. And this blue line here, which is named small l, that is directrix. Moving on, how about the width of parabola? How do we measure it? We can measure it through called the latus rectum. So if you look at the figure at the right, we have the latus rectum. Ito yung from point Q to point F, or should say the focus, no? So mula dito papunta dyan, at saka mula dito sa point F going to the other side of the parabola is the width or the total width of the what? Parabola, or so-called the latus rectum. Okay, moving on, here are the general and standard equations of the parabola. Now, kung ang ating parabola or vertex ng ating parabola ay nandun ng tatama sa vertex, meaning to say, the coordinates of that is 0 and 0. The x is 0 and the y is 0. The general form of that is this one. No? We have y squared plus dx plus f equals 0. How about the standard? The standard is form of this one. So, meron tayong dalawa. We have y squared equals to 4cx and x squared equals to 4cy. Yung c dito, pwedeng palitan. No? Pwedeng p, ano pa ba? Pwedeng m, and c here can be replaced any. No? Huwag lang yung y tsaka x kasi part niyan sila. Okay? Yeah, about sir, bakit may negative dito, sir? These are the what? These are the negative side of the x squared equals to 4cy. Tsaka yung isa naman is 4y squared equals to 4cx. Yun yun. How about kung mag-move ang vertex ng parabola natin? So, we name that one as hk, and this one will be the general form, no, of the parabola equation, no? Kung standard naman, ito yun. kung naka-standard siya. Kung ang ating vertex ay hindi na dumaan sa ating origin, no? Okay, moving on, tandaan natin yan mga equations na yan para magamit natin in solving the problems in parabola. Now, here's the first question. How to convert equation from general to standard? So, paano natin i-convert ito? So, kailangan i-remember natin ano ba ang form ng ating problem. So, the form of our problem is y squared plus 12x plus 2y plus 25 equals to 0. This is in general form already. So, we need to convert this one in standard. So, how do we convert this one in standard? Look at ano lang ba nito ang kompleto. So, we have only the y. Yung 12x tsaka 25, we're going to transpose it one to the front side kasi hindi naman sila kompleto. So, may iiwan na lang sa left side, we have the y squared plus 2y. Tapos, pag tinranspose natin itong dalawa, 12x tsaka 25, so mag-change lang yung sign nila, becomes negative 12x tsaka negative 25. After doing that one, we're gonna complete the square of this one. Y squared plus 2y, kulang pa yan ng isa dito. Okay? So, we're going to add ilan kaya? So, we need to use the completing the square method. So, look at the left. Ito yung proseso kung paano kukunin yung pangatlong term ng ating equation. So, yung y squared plus 2y, kukupayan natin yung 2y, which is the term na mayroong degree of 1. Then, get its numerical coefficient, which is 2. Then, multiply it by 1/2. 1/2 here is constant. Ito palagi ay multiply natin sa numerical coefficient ng may first degree na term. Tapos, 2 times 1/2 equals to 1. Okay? Then, square of that 1 is equals to 1 pa rin. Okay? So, that's why we're going to add 1 here, tsaka 1 din sa kabila. Expected, pag nag-complete the square tayo, the factor is perfect. Kaya, if a-factor natin ito, that will be equal to y plus 1 to the power of 2. Or y plus 1 times y plus 1. Ginawa na natin, kinubay na natin para mas dali natin isulat, no? That is equals to negative 12x minus 25 plus 1. Then, let's combine the like terms on the right side, no? Itong negative 25 tsaka plus 1 lang naman. So, if we're going to combine them, that will be equal to negative 24. Okay? So, copy lang itong negative 12x tsaka yung sa kabila na mga equation. And then, do not forget, kung mayroong common, factor din natin. Ito sa kabila, naka-factor na ito, so we need to factor it more. So, ito naman is hindi pa, itong negative 12x minus 24. So, hahanapin natin yung common na pwedeng i-divide to both terms. So, the common of this one, we have negative 12. So, out natin si negative 12, then we divide each term by negative 12. So, mangyari ito, negative 12x divided by negative 12, that will be equal to x. Okay? Then, negative 24 divided by negative 12 is positive 2. So, our final answer for this problem is quantity of y plus 1 squared equals negative 12 times x plus 2. Now, how to convert equation from standard to general? So, kanina, from general to standard, ngayon naman, ibabalik na rin natin. So, meron tayong given na naka-standard form. So, we're going to expand lang. No? Expand lang natin ito. So, yung y minus 3 squared equals to 7 times x minus 8. Yung y minus 3, we're going to multiply it by itself. So, y minus 3 times y minus 3. Then, it becomes y squared minus 6y plus 9. Anyway, paano ba natin i-multiply yung y minus 3? We're gonna use the FOIL method. Please try to review about multiplying using the FOIL method. Ito naman, we're gonna use the distributive property of multiplication. So, we just distribute 7 by multiplication. No? 7 times x, we have 7x. And 7 times negative 8, we have negative 56. And then, lahat ng mga terms, ita-transfer natin lahat sa left side. So, mangyayari, we have y squared minus 6y plus 9. Tapos, yung 7x, magiging 7x siya. yung negative 56 naman magiging positive 56 equals to 0. And after doing that one, we're going to combine the like terms. Y squared, negative 6y plus 9. Saan mga magkakapareho dito? Meron na tayong dalawa. We have positive 9 and positive 56. We're going to combine this one. 9 plus 56 becomes 65. Then, arrange it in order. So, mauna yung pinaka-highest na exponent. We have y squared minus 7x. Bakit 7x ang nauna, sir? Because in alphabetical letter, mauna talaga si x bago si y. Pero, tingnan natin kung pareho ba kanilang degree. Kung pareho kanilang degree, mauna talaga si x. Then, the last will be the constant. So, our final answer will be y squared minus 7x minus 6y plus 65 equals to 0. Okay, moving on. If P or the point xy is any point on the parabola, so the distance from P to the focus F using the distance formula. We have the square root of x squared plus a quantity of y minus P squared. So, muna ang constant na ito matimanaan nga distance formula. So, aha na ito gikuha ning ato ang ginatawag na ito o standard form ng ating parabola. So, dito yan ang galing sa ating distance formula. So, to solve that one, you can look at the figure on the right. So, meron tayong parabola na nakatungtong sa origin yung kanyang vertex. Na yung iba naman is meron tayong point xy. Xy here could be any value. Yung focus naman is always yung nasa units from the vertex. Ganun din sa iba. So, we have also directrix here. Since directrix is below the origin, so expected that y equals negative p siya kasi below siya ng 0. So, below 0, automatic that means the sign is negative. So, sir, how do we solve this one? So, we have here absolute value of y minus negative p equals absolute value of y plus p. So, anong mangyari dito, sir? So, from our formula, we're gonna substitute all the needed information here. So, we have absolute value of y minus p. The value of p here is negative because we're gonna measure the parabola from the vertex going to the directrix here. So we have negative p yung ating value ng ating p. So we have equals to, simplifying this one, we have negative times na negative, we have positive. So, ibig sabihin, ang distansya talaga ay tumutukoy talaga sa mga positive value. Because distance should be a non-negative one. Okay? I hope you understand. Next, by the definition of parabola, these two distances must be equal. No? Yung kaninang sinolve natin at saka yung kanyang distansya. Okay? So if we're going to solve that one, this will be becomes x squared plus quantity of y minus p to the power of 2 equals to the absolute value of y plus p squared, or as equals to quantity of y plus p to the power of 2. Sir, paano nangyari merong 2 dito? By cancelling the square root sign here, we're gonna multiply both sides by squared or 2. So, mawala dito si 2 sa kabila. Yung 2 naman dito, it will be retained. No? So, since 2 times, because the radical sign is equivalent to an exponent of 1/2. 1/2 times 2 becomes 1. Kaya, nawala na. Automatically, magiging x squared plus quantity of y minus p squared na lang siya ng 1. Sa kabila naman, meron tayong power of 2. Moving on, so we're going to simplify this one. So we have x squared plus, bakit nagkaroon ng y squared minus negative 2, minus 2py plus p squared? Because we're going to simplify this one by FOIL method. Okay? Then this one also, simplify din natin. So, lang pa rin ang result. We have y squared plus 2py plus p squared. Ang only difference that is, ito ay negative, ito naman ay positive. Same process pa rin. We're gonna use the FOIL method. Okay? Simplifying further by adding the like terms. So we have, what are the like terms here? So we have, ano ba ang like terms natin dito? X squared plus y squared minus 2py plus p squared equals to y squared plus 2py plus p squared. Wala dito sa left and right. So I mean to say, magta-transpose tayo ng mga mga pwede natin makakancel. Now, if we're going to transpose y squared up the right to the left side, makakancel si y squared din dito. So, because y squared minus y squared. Then, si 2py, si p squared, transpose natin sa kabila. So, makakancel din si p squared. So, x squared minus 2py equals to 2py na iwan. So, to solve for x squared, we're gonna transpose negative 2py sa kabila. So, magiging plus 2py. So, the final value will be x squared equals to 4py. The value of p here, remember, if you're going to graph this kind of standard form, if p is greater than 0, then parabola opens upward. Pag ganun yung drawing natin. Kung opposite naman, or p is less than 0, then the parabola opens downward. Okay, moving on. The graph of the equation x squared equals to 4py na solve natin kanina will have these properties. The vertex is at the origin or 0, 0. The focus is at 0p, like in our drawing shown. And directrix is y equals to negative p, in which below siya ng ating x-axis, no? Or below the vertex, we have negative p. Okay, moving on. Example, find the equation of the parabola with vertex 0, 0 and focus 0, 2 and sketch its graph. Now, the solution is, of course, meron na tayong given na 0, 2. Remember that in our property, 0 and p ito, di ba? So, meaning to say, the value of p is automatically equals to 2. Okay? Then, since from the vertex, moving pababa siya kasi yung p natin is positive or more than 0, meaning to say our parabola opens upward. And our directrix will be automatically negative, which is negative 2. Okay? Next, if you're going to substitute the value of p in our standard equation, x squared equals to 4py, so magiging x squared equals to 4 times 2 times y. So, the final equation for this problem, we have x squared equals to 8y. Next, okay, this will be the graph of our problem because our vertex is at the origin, so automatic yung vertex nandito. Remember, our p is 2 units above and 2 units below. So, we have, bibilanan tayo ng 1, 2. So, dito yung ating focus. Then, pababa yung isa, 1, 2. Dito banda yung ating directrix. We have y equals to negative 2. Next, how about the graph of the equation kabaliktaran niya, in which y squared equals to 4px. Dito naman, mayroong properties na ganun pa rin. Yung vertex at 0, 0. Yung focus, magkaka-interchange lang ang position ng x and y. Kanina, 0p. Ngayon naman ay p, 0. Kasi nag-interchange din ang ating standard form ng ating parabola. And the directrix is, instead of y, nagiging x equals to negative p na siya. Okay? Moving on, the parabola opens to the right if what? If p is greater than 0. Yung kanina naman, kung ang standard form na sinusunod natin na equation is x squared equals to 4py. If p is greater than 0 kanina, the graph opens upward. Ang opposite naman niya is downward. Dito naman, if the p is greater than 0, then our parabola opens what? Opens to the right. Ito yan. Opens to the right. Ito yung p is greater than 0. Kabaliktaran naman niya, if p is less than 0, our graph opens to the left. And of course, do not forget ang ating mga value ng ating directrix. No? Dito, the directrix is x equals to the negative p. Dito naman, paki-double check ako, our x here is positive. Positive po ito kasi on the right side yung ating value ng ating p dito. Okay, kaya hindi double check it kasi parang nagkaroon ng konting error lang dito. Now, example. A parabola has the equation 6x plus y squared equals to 0. Find the focus and directrix of the parabola and sketch the graph. B. Use a graphing calculator to draw the graph. Remember, tinuruan ko na kayo na mag-download kayo ng graphing calculator para mas madali kayo makagawa ng graph. Okay? Pwede naman ding mano-mano gawin ng graph, pero mahaba-haba yung proseso mo. Okay? So, I confident that you know how to manipulate or encode the given equation sa graphing app para dali na lang nimo siya ikopyahon sa imuhang isulat imuhang graphing dito sa graphing paper. Now, here's the solution. Our given kanina is 6x plus y squared equals to 0. So, kailangan we're going to solve first the standard form. Gawin natin standard dito. Kasi ito naka-standard. So, by the form, y squared equals to 4px. Kaya, we're going to substitute 6x in the right side. So, magiging y squared equals to negative 6x ang ating bagong equation. And after doing that one, meron na tayong y squared equals to negative 6x. This is in standard form of y squared equals to 4px. Then, we're gonna solve for the value p. By what? Identifying what is the 4p. 4p here, which is the negative 6. Now, yung nakadikit sa x, automatic yun ang value ng ating 4p. So, 4p equals to negative 6. And then, divide both sides by positive 4. So, our result now, 4p is equals to negative 6 over 4. And then, reduce the one to lowest term, divide natin yung negative 6 at saka 4 by 2. So, we have negative 6 divided by 2, we have negative 3. And positive 4 divided by 2, we have positive 2. So, we have p is equals to negative 3 over 2. So, our final answer for p is negative 3 over 2. Therefore, the focus is at p0 man ito. So, you have negative 3 halves or 3 over 2, 0. And the directrix, which is x, is equal to 3 halves. Anong positive man siya? It's because our value of p is what? Less than 0. This is less than 0. Our x is equals to what? Positive 3 halves. Okay? Okay, moving on. To the graph using a graphing calculator, we need to solve. Okay. Just simply solve for y muna bago kayo mag-i-encode doon sa graphing calculator. So, our original given sa problem, we have 6x plus y squared equals to 0. So, we're going to solve for y. Then, magiging y squared equals to negative 6x. And then, so for y will be, mag-square tayo both sides para mawala si 2 dito. So, y equals to plus and minus square root of negative 6x. Then, if you're going to encode this one in your graphing calculator, the result will be this graph here, in which the graph opens to the left because our p again is less than 0. Okay, moving on. How about the width of the parabola? How do we compute that answer? Kanina, sinabi ko, from point Q to the next point of the parabola, passing through the focus, that is the length of the width of the parabola, which is the latus rectum. Okay? Sige. Move tayo. Example. Find the focus, directrix, and focal diameter of the parabola in which mayroon tayong equation na y equals to 1/2 x squared and sketch this graph. This one class, hindi makikita natin dito yung ating standard form. Whether x squared equals to 4py or y squared equals to 4px. So, gawin muna natin ganun, yung form niya, para malaman natin kung saan tayo magbabase ng ating sagot. Okay? Now, writing the first given, y equals to 1/2 of x squared. So, since ang may power of 2 dito is yung x, so we're gonna use the standard form x squared equals to 4py. So, magiging, if we're going to solve this one, so magkocross tayo ng multiplication. So, 2 times y, magiging 2y. And copy lang yung x squared natin. Okay? And then, after doing that one, meron na tayong standard na equation. So, we're going to solve for 4p. So, 4p, yung nakadikit sa y natin, which is 2. So, 4p equals to 2. Then, divide both sides by 2. So, ang nangyayari, p equals to 1/2. How about the latus rectum, sir? Because we're gonna compute also the latus rectum. To compute the latus rectum, we have the formula LR or latus rectum equals to the absolute value of 4p. Yung kinompute natin kanina. Then, substitute only the value of p here, which is 1/2. So, absolute value of 4 times 1/2. Then, multiply that one, the answer is 2, and opposite 1 of 2 is 2 units. Do not forget the units here, word units. Kung walang units, kung walang centimeter, inches, feet, or other units na dinefine, gonna use the word units. Kung marami. Pero kung 1 lang, unit lang, walang S. Okay, so therefore, the focal diameter is 2 units because that is the what? The first na pahanapin natin for finding the focal diameter of the parabola. Okay, next. How about the focus in the directrix? What will be the focus in the directrix? So, if we're going to draw the equation, so ito yung graph natin. Magkano naman yung focus? Yung focus natin, we have 0p, 0, and 1/2. How about directrix? Directrix below the vertex is of course 1/2 po. Kung 1/2 gikan sa vertex padulong dito, which is the value of p, 1/2 po pababa. So we have y equals to negative 1/2. Since p is, alam na natin kasi agad kung ang parabola natin is opens downward, or upward, or left and right. Depende sa formula or standard form ng ating given. No? Kanina, balikan natin, since x squared equals to 4py, expected yung graph natin is opens upward or downward. Now, this time, of course, kung alin ang value ng p natin, yun ang magiging sukat from the vertex going to the focus and vertex going to the directrix. So, magkakaiba lang sila, depende, no? This part kasi from vertex, just at the origin, going down, is puro na sila negative, no? From the vertex going to the left, puro po na sila negative. Ang positive lang is going up, dire, kining sa y, o sa x going to the right. So, muna itong bantayan ng mga values. Okay? I hope you understand. Okay. Moving on, the next example, determine the focus and directrix of the parabola with the given equation. Sketch the graph and indicate the focus, directrix, vertex, and axis of symmetry. So we have the given x squared equals to 12y. Hanapin muna natin, ano ba ang vertex niyan? So from our standard here, kanina sa table natin, if you to recall, ang vertex natin automatically 0 and 0. Ang directrix naman, paano natin hanap ang directrix? We're gonna use the standard form of the given natin na equation. So this is in standard form x squared equals to 4py. So we solve for p, diba? P here, so you have 12. So x equals to 4py, 4p equals to 12, divide both sides by 4. So p equals to 3. Meaning to say, our directrix, because it opens upward and downward, this is opens upward. So ito ang directrix automatic, negative 3 siya kay opens upward man ang ato ang parabola. Then, the focus is the value of p. We have 0p, 0, 3. So, axis of symmetry, it will pass through the vertex. So, yung x na sa vertex is 0. Kaya x equals to 0 yung axis of symmetry natin. Moving on. So, if we're going to graph that one, the result of that will be this one. Okay? So, if we're going to graph, please completely write all the values of our Cartesian coordinate plane from the origin. Going to the right, we have 0, 1, 2, 6. Then going below, left, and of course going up. Okay? Do not forget also to draw the focus and the directrix. Okay, our directrix, pila mo itong pigin niya? 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. Muna bililapit ang focus niya. So ang tuwang directrix naman, ikan sa vertex, count ang bukag 3, padulong sa baba. So we have 1, 2, 3. Bililapit ang atuang broken line na directrix, which is y equals to negative 3. Okay? How about the axis of symmetry? Dili man mo gusto nga ang axis of symmetry ana diri. May go with ang x equals to 0. Okay? I think that's all for this module. See you in our next session. Bye-bye.